Hey, what's up, guys? This is the Happily Depressed Podcast, episode 5. I'm Brandon.
I'm Patrick, and today we have a guest joining us, Jake.
Jake, what's
Hello,
up,
Jake.
Jake? Welcome to the show, Jake.
Thank you. Short time listener, first time caller.
Amazing. Yeah, you just called in one day.
Yeah, sent us in the mail to. Yeah, no. So Jake and I met in college. Was it freshman year?
Freshman year.
Yeah. So funny story. For the first year of us being friends, Jake didn't even fucking like me.
Yeah, I wouldn't really call us friends. And
Yeah.
one year.
I thought we were friends a full year before he did.
The first year we were friends, we weren't actually friends.
Exactly.
It might have been 2 years. I don't know. So we had like a big group of people of what 6, 7, 8, depending on the day that we'd like eat with.
As small group as like 2 or 3, or as big as 7 or 8.
Yeah, but Patrick, the motherfucker, and this dude Mitchell used to just like debate random shit just to debate, which like Patrick just loves to debate.
Yeah. Oh, you know? No.
So Brandon, me now, as far as how argumentative I am, is like
so tame.
10% of what I used to.
Jake, I can understand why you wouldn't want to be his friend then back then, because every day I wonder.
It took like 2 years, like at least until like sophomore year, for me to be like, okay, you're not that bad. But I think we had like I forget like when it came up that I was just like, yeah, I wasn't a huge fan of you. But
I'm pretty sure your mom said that at one of the your guys' get-togethers.
Oh yeah.
I'm 90% sure your mom said that.
And then you were like, wait, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah. You're like, we've been friends for 7 years, and like 2 of them, you haven't even liked me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Patrick's an acquired taste, everyone. That's the moral of this story.
I'm a bit of a strong personality.
Yeah.
Well, it's better now.
Yeah, but like now I think it's pretty bad still. And I've known him 4 years. So yeah. Yeah, oh yeah, I would have. I probably Yeah.
You remember?
We would have probably gotten in a fist fight.
Brutality to his ass.
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah, I wasn't joking when I said if we would have met much earlier in life, we wouldn't have been friends.
Yeah, we would have fought.
I wasn't joking about that.
We would have, fist to fist would have happened, I'm assuming, because there's been times where we've hated each other for, it only lasts 10, 15 minutes, but
yeah,
for that 10 to 15 minutes, we could probably kill each other, so.
It's like if you walk in this room, there will be something thrown across.
Yeah, yeah.
So Jake, you told me you've got a good story. What do you got?
I've got 2 good stories.
Okay. All right. What do you got?
The one that first came up when you asked me about this. So listener, maybe.
Whoa!
Hey, we have at least 2 people that.
Yeah, there's like I would venture to say 3.
Well, no, 2. At least 2 that aren't here on the podcast.
Okay.
Today.
Oh, okay. No, my wife totally listens.
While
we're at least 3 then.
While I did not like Patrick for the first 2 years, throughout college, Patrick was one of my better friends. And the summer, I don't know if you remember, Patrick, the summer like after junior year, you and I were like the only people seemingly on campus. And my roommate at the time had just bought a dog. And so I was home alone with the dog. We'd had it for like 3 months. My roommate sucked at taking care of it, slept in my room for the first 2 months. This motherfucker, I walked downstairs, pet the dog. The day before, it had been peeing blood, and my roommate didn't take it to the vet. And I was like, there's probably something going on with this damn thing. Well, I go and I like wrap my arms around the dog. It knows who I am. It pets me. I've done it before. It liked it, whatever. I think I like hit a tumor or something on the dog. It growled and latched onto my face, and it was like
bit him right in the fucking head.
Yeah, it was right on my cheek, and it was like a yellow lab, like not really, temperament wise, not what you normally think of as being like an aggressive dog.
No, not at all.
And it was like 10 years old or something, so latched onto my face for I think 30 seconds. I don't know if it just seemed like a long time.
Which means it was probably like 1 or 2.
Yeah, I had to grab I had to grab its ear and like get it to yelp, and then that allowed me to like pull it off. So I walk over to the bathroom and I start calling. Like I'm from where I went to college, so I called my parent. I called my mom 3 times, didn't pick up. Called my dad, called my brother, called like everybody I knew. Patrick was probably like 11th on the list, and so I'm like, I'm currently filling a like sink bowl of my facial blood.
There was a lot of blood.
And I call Patrick, and he's like, "Hey, dude, what's up?" And I go, "Hey, can you take him to the ER?" And there's just like silence, and he goes, "And I'm putting on pants." And then he was at my house.
I was sitting playing PUBG with no pants and a tank top on when I got this phone call.
So he drives over to my house. It's like a 5-minute drive. Takes me to the ER. I'm sitting there and everything. They take us back, and like I start to get stitched up. My parents like show up. And to be as like a show of gratitude or whatever, my parents are like, "Hey, have you eaten yet?" And Patrick was like, "No, I haven't." And my dad was like, "Here, I'll take you to Steak and Shake. You can get whatever you want. We'll bring it all back." And I'm pretty sure if I'm remembering right, it started raining as they were like
pouring,
it was like downpour. And so they're taking the food out to the car, and the bottom of the bag like just shits out their food.
And Jake's dad quick picks up all of the food except one burger that rolled over into a puddle of water.
So yeah, then they come back and like
that burger was my burger.
Yup. So yeah, they like come back to where I was like getting stitched up at, and like I didn't think it was gonna be that bad, but then the next moment, like I came home, my roommate was like, "Where were you?" And like my face, it looks like I have half of like a softball on my cheek. It's so swollen. And I was like, "Your fucking dog bit me in the face," and I had to go to the ER. And I didn't end up like calling like animal control or anything like that, because usually if like there's a dog bite, they like they put the dog down.
Well, yeah, it depends, but yeah.
Yeah. So dog stayed, and then he moved out like 2 months later, if that, and yeah, Patrick and I got a good story.
So the funny thing about that too was that day I was scheduled to be doing a ride along with a state trooper. And I got to the post, sat there for 25 minutes past when I was supposed to be in the car, and whoever was at the post comes over. It's like, "Hey, so he rolled up on a rollover crash, and there was a shit ton of meth.
Oh.
So he might be a little bit, because he was like a county and a half south." I'm like, "Okay, like no problem. I got my phone. I can dick around on that the whole time." And then another hour goes by, and I'm just sitting in the lobby of the state police post, and the guy comes back out and goes, "Yeah, he's not gonna get up here for like 5 or 6 hours. Do you just want to do a ride along a different day?" Like, "Yeah, sure, that's fine." So I went home, sat down, and like 10 minutes after sitting down is when Jake called.
Hey, thank God for drug peddlers.
Yeah.
The meth head wasn't almost dead.
Yeah.
I wouldn't
Patrick
have been able to drive
was
to the hospital.
literally the only person that answered their phone.
Wow, amazing for someone you hated.
I know.
Well, hey, I think we were past the hate point.
Well, that whole year, Patrick had like his apartment parties with his roommate, and I was never gonna pass up beer pong. So we bonded over him kicking my ass in beer pong.
You get me drunk for 8 months straight, and
hey, you drink with people, you become friends with them.
Yeah, Patrick gets a little more loose once he's drunk, so a little less uptight and maybe a little less debatey.
And I've seen Patrick.
Oh, dude, I'm super agreeable when I'm drunk.
Walked on a leash in his garage.
Oh. Yeah, okay, that was supposed to not be something that was shared publicly, but yep.
Let's continue. Let's
that is
Let's go. Let's get into this just a little.
It was a fear pong.
Oh, it was fear pong. Okay, that's fair. We've done a lot of really weird shit in your garage, Patrick, because of fear pong. So we're good.
That wasn't even the worst. That was
Okay, I've seen some of the fear pong questions, so I get it.
Yeah.
They're bad.
Yeah, but it's a blast.
I believe, Jake, also that summer was the summer that we watched, I'm not kidding, 200 Major League Baseball games together.
Oh, that sounds fucking miserable.
We literally, so it was miserable. Just us on. It was awesome.
I enjoy watching a baseball game, especially during playoffs. But like 200 fucking baseball games,
we would get a pizza, a case of beer, and baseball, and that was pretty much the day. I mean,
yeah. I mean, what's the difference between doing that and then going to a game? Besides, you get hot and sweaty.
One's significantly more expensive.
Yeah, that's. Mm-hmm. I guess I don't know. You make some solid points.
Also, you got to think we were college kids, Branden.
Yeah.
So it's not like we really had a whole lot in the way of money to make.
Yeah, and it was an empty college campus. There wasn't like anything to do.
That's fair. Yeah. All right.
Yeah, I mean, you remember how empty this place gets when it's summer.
I do. I like it. I liked it. I could give two shits about it now.
Yeah, you don't care now.
I could give a fuck about it. Yeah, don't care now, but
it paid to be a townie.
So I've got a story about Jake now.
All right.
To share.
Please tell me this is the one in my basement.
The Christmas?
Yes.
Yep.
Fuck yeah, that was my other story.
Right, it is.
Because you know more about that night than I do.
Yeah, I was pretty fucking drunk too. So Jake, was it a Christmas party or was it a New Year's party?
So I'll tell because I literally remember nothing, and then you can fill in the blank.
15% of the story.
Yes. So I'm gonna throw some people under the bus, but that's fine because I don't really talk to them now. So
first names only.
That's fine. So like I said, I'm from wherever. So I wanted to have people over. I like hosting shit. I wanted to have people over at my parents' house. We were having like a dead week Christmas party thing. So it was just supposed to be us like casually drinking, watching Christmas movies, and we made like puppy chow and Chex Mix and shit. Well, two of our mutual friends were like one of those on again, off again couples. Classic. And they were on again, about to be
start
off
of again. The party.
Yes, in my basement, and they basically like all but ruined the night. So I had bought a handle of Malibu, and then like a gallon of orange juice, and I was just like, oh, this will like be enough for everyone. Well, it ended up being just for me, because they like drove me to drink. I'm pretty sure I drank like 3/4 of that thing in an hour and a half.
It was a lot that he had
in not a long period of time. So I'm like sitting there, and I remember I'd already thrown up. It's like 10 o'clock. People got there at 8:30, and one of my other friends who I still talk to saw me like throw up through my nose on myself. Gross. And then was like, Jake. So I went to the bathroom, and then I remember throwing up in there, laying on the ground, woke back up. My friend Kyle was in there, and I dry heaved, passed back out, woke up, and I had a sleeping bag on top of me with a Gatorade bottle in front of me, and then passed back out. And then I woke back up. All the girls were gone. Patrick and Eric and my friend Kyle were there. Patrick apparently ate an entire box of corn dogs while I was passed out. They stayed until I think the morning and then left, and that's all I remember. Like everybody was gone before midnight, I think, and it was because I like passed the fuck out and almost died.
Yeah, so that's the Spark Notes version of it, basically.
Yes.
The little gaps are once it became clear that Jake had a lot to drink. For some reason, the girls kept asking me if he was okay. Jake was on the other side of the room, and I was playing cards, not with Jake. So
there were cards?
Yeah. We're playing euchre.
I thought
like
there was just
hours.
Malibu and orange juice. That's it.
Yeah. Well, as far as Jake was concerned, that's all there was. I hadn't really talked to Jake much for the party because I was playing cards, and they kept being like, "Is he okay? Can he keep drinking?" And I'd look over and be like, "Jake," and he'd turn, and I'd give him a thumbs up, and he'd give me a thumbs up. It's like, yeah, he's fine. That was my measure of whether he was good or not.
I remember that.
Had also had quite a bit to drink.
So the thumbs up meant nothing.
It was. So then eventually he starts throwing up, and the girls are like, "Oh my goodness, we gotta leave." Why? And I don't know what reasoning they came up with, but they're like, "Can you drive us?"
They went to like a college party or something,
I mean,
right?
That checks out. But they were like,
and Hannah stole my Malibu.
I mean,
took it with her.
To be fair, that was probably a good thing.
Yeah, she was actually being nice doing that.
You probably didn't need any more of that. I don't think that was the motivations behind why it was taken, but
well, I never got it back.
It was gone, bud.
Yeah,
there was none left to give back.
Oh yeah, she was. Yeah, fair enough.
So the girls are asking me, "Can you drive us?" Girls, I've had almost a half a bottle to drink tonight, so no, I'm not driving anyone. So I don't know how they left, but they eventually left. And I went in and checked on Jake, and while he was laying on the bathroom floor, and he again looked up and gave me a thumbs up. So I set a Gatorade bottle next to him and threw the sleeping bag over top of him. Went back out, and then immediately turned around and walked back in, and I was like, "Hey, do you have any food?" And all I hear him mumble is, "Corn dogs, upstairs freezer." So I'm like, perfect. That's the answer to my question. So I went upstairs, grabbed the unopened box of corn dogs, brought it back down to the basement, microwaved the whole thing, and ate the whole thing over the course of the next hour.
I don't blame you at all.
Yeah, they were pretty awesome. Probably didn't need an entire box of corn dogs, but
delicious.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, I didn't get in trouble for that until Patrick came over, I think 2 years after we graduated.
Oh yeah, we were adults.
Yeah, and he was talking with my dad and just randomly was like, "Hey, did you know that?"
No, it was related to whatever was being talked about.
Well, we were drinking.
Like, yeah, it was like, well, no, I think we talked about your brother getting caught drinking in college.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and then my dad forgot that he didn't get mad at me for that and proceeded to ream my ass in front of like 15, 20 people for like 5 minutes, and then just like went on like he hadn't talked to me all day.
Yeah, it was the best because I asked him,
my dad,
"Hey, you guys knew he was fucked up in the basement, right?" And his dad goes, "Yeah, we're not idiots." And then immediately after that turned into yelling at Jake, and I'm just sitting there like, fuck. This was not how I was expecting this to go when I brought that up.
Yeah, not ideal.
Yeah, not ideal at all.
No. Well, I think we got a good little chunk from stories there.
I think we do. All right,
Lee,
so
you got something to bring?
Yeah,
for us,
so
Brandon?
Actually, I'm going to go ahead and bring up the conspiracy theory of the week.
It's the conspiracy theory of the week. It's the conspiracy theory of the week.
Yeah. So, the question is, this is the question I've kind of come up with, and we'll go from there. Do lizard people, which I know sounds outrageous, do they run world governments, and specifically, do they run ours? And here's my argument for it. Back in the day, did we mistake lizard people as alien life form from another planet? And my reasoning for asking that is that now that I feel like we've gotten to a point where we can almost confirm alien existence, right? I think we're pretty close to that. And then when you look on top of that, like pyramids from the Mayan civilization, from Egypt, and then just some crazy architecture and technology from those time periods, I feel as if was not all human made. So my question is, were those lizard people, and is that what we're mistaking lizard people for now? And are they running the world governments?
Like, are the lizard people the New World Order? Is that what you're saying?
They don't have to be. No,
are they the Illuminati?
They don't have to be that either. They are. Are they just a smarter form of life form that has come to Earth to seek out leadership positions and to run something? And
have there been like images of leadership looking like lizards?
So Google is a hell of a thing.
Generally, the burden of proof is on the person proposing the idea.
And I also am not 100% saying I believe it, but I believe that there is a strong possibility that people mistaken lizard people for alien life forms, and that's what they're actually talking about.
Conspiracy phrase, why 12 million Americans believe lizards rule us. 12 million people believe that?
That's as many as Joe. That's as many as Joe Biden got.
That's 5%. No, yeah, that's almost 5% of the U.S. population.
Yeah, that's like as many Joe Biden voters. That's the same amount.
12 million people. That is absurd.
So I've seen lots of theories for it, but that's kind of my tailored theory as to what I think.
Now that I'm done with my mind being blown of how many people believe that, so you don't think that it was just slaves that built the pyramids?
I think they had help with either the planning of it, the movement of it, or both. But I think a lot of technology from back in those times just doesn't make sense as to how.
Are they super strong too? Because how the hell did they get?
Well, yeah, I mean,
8-ton thing of stone up that incline.
That, or they gave the math and the things that basically the tools to move them, or the ideas to move. I just don't think some of the things that human civilization came up with, especially back then.
Like what? Give me an example.
Okay. I'm trying to think of it. Okay, so there's like confirmed like
Pete Davidson's penis.
That was last episode.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
My bad.
So
don't get me started on that.
They wanted to build the pyramids. Is that just like hey, let's get these motherfuckers just build this big ass giant triangle with 4 sides? Like, why build it then?
Well, a lot of them point towards specific things. Just one second. Let me get. Yeah, so like the precision of the pyramids, things like that. Give me just a second.
We need full sentences.
If we're going for just the pyramids specifically and relating this to the pyramids and aliens to pyramids,
heard Neil deGrasse Tyson say why this isn't the case, so I'm ready.
Okay. Yeah, he's a genius. He's a lot smarter than any of us here.
Yes, combined.
Yes, combined. Yeah, absolutely. So 10 humans lifting. Just a second. Now I'm on ice here. I can't.
Yeah, you're on pretty thin ice.
Yeah. Okay. Here is, I guess, just it's a conversation starter. But do you believe that 12.5 million blocks of stone, each over between 2 and 20 tons, were transported and put into a pyramid and shaped that way? Do you think humans did all of that, like truly?
When you consider that a third of the people on the planet at that time were slaves, yes.
Okay. So you think there were millions and millions of people doing these?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. All right. Well, where are all the bodies for that? There's not millions. I feel like there's not millions of bodies out there. Do you think?
Buried in the desert?
Yeah. Well, I guess yeah, that's fair. We haven't just dug up the desert to find these millions.
It still took them like
we have found tons of bodies.
Yeah.
And it was almost like a pharaoh was born, and they're like, "Well, let's go start on that pyramid because it's not going to get done for another 120 years."
It was longer than that. The pyramids. No, never mind. I'm wrong.
They were also built facing exact magnetic north without a compass. That's pretty insane. Absolutely absurd.
Wait, which side is the front?
That's the opposite of the back.
Yeah, that's usually how that works.
Thank you.
So the Great Pyramid alone took almost 60 years to build.
There were also no wheels or anything of that at that point in time.
Sure.
Like the only way I've seen like YouTube videos and things like that where it shows how they would have moved them, and it's basically like rolling them on logs basically while pulling.
Yeah.
But
what?
I just don't believe it. And then you the hieroglyphs and things of people in the sky. I personally don't think the pyramids were only human made.
You don't believe that 1 million enslaved people could build a pyramid?
I just don't think they had the brain power to create those in that way. I think they would be
For
a lot more
For
rough.
me, it's the lifting of the stones.
That's actually the easy part to explain.
The lifting?
Yeah, cranes have existed since almost 2000 BC.
That's fair, but do you think the cranes back then had the ability to lift between 2 and 50 tons?
Yes. You do pulley systems with oxen, and you can lift that piece of cake. Absolutely.
Don't you mean camels?
But I also think now the
They
conspiracy
had
theory of the week
oxen
has turned
in Egypt.
into aliens building the pyramids.
Well, you're the one that brought it up.
No, I was okay. All right, let's get okay. We're gonna ignore this for a second, and we're gonna go back to lizard people.
No.
Okay, all right, okay.
I think if you're gonna say that the pyramids aren't human, the fact that they were built isn't your best argument.
No, I believe that it's the totality of the circumstances that makes me believe that yes, there were humans absolutely doing work with those. I don't think aliens went and did all of it, but I think there was some sort of influence from other life forms other than humans.
So the interesting part is that pretty much all pyramids face direct north.
Do they?
No matter where in the world they are, yeah.
Okay.
And they're pretty much all in a direct line with each other.
Yeah, so
That's the parts that are interesting.
okay. So
I think you put a million enslaved people on a project and tell them do this or you're dead. I think that gets done. I don't think that's the part that's that confusing. It's the positioning and all of that.
Yeah, and then also
that's where your argument should be.
Yeah. Okay. And that's fair. But my whole argument wasn't to just go aliens built pyramids. It was aliens / lizard people having a stake in our world for thousands of years. And have they been around helping civilization grow, giving us ideas? And
but then your follow-up point was the pyramids. So
no, that's fair.
So I don't.
No, I get that. I was just using an example. I didn't want that example to just be the one thing that was discussed, but I get it.
Wait, so if lizard people are ruling the world, why are they not on the same page?
What do you mean? Why aren't they on the same page? I think
like if never mind.
No, come on. What?
I feel like okay.
Get back down now.
If they've been like influencing for the last thousands of years or whatever, then why are they not? Why would they not be trying to like lead everyone to the same goal?
Why aren't we doing world peace? And why isn't everyone coexisting?
Yeah.
I don't think humans can do that, and they know that.
Maybe they want to take over the planet and infighting.
Yeah, that does help. Yeah, as well as wars are very strategic. Most wars aren't just over one thing. They're usually over resources or land that has resources. Or
especially if America's involved.
Yeah,
we
love our oil.
USA.
Yeah. So I think that if lizards / aliens were running the world governments, they know what conflicts need to happen, when, and why, and I think we're just pawns for them at that point.
I just still don't think you've actually given us any reason to believe that lizard people do exist.
No, it's more of a question. That's why I was asking a question. I'm not 100% convinced that they do, but
what percentage are you convinced
that lizard people? Well, okay, so the question is, or I guess the caveat to that is, I don't believe that it's just like lizard people, like reptilian people. If we're gonna say that they're lizard people running the planet or running world governments, it would also mean to me that those are alien life forms, intelligent life forms that have had a stake in our world for a long period of time. If we're talking about alien life forms that are confused as lizard people, I believe 60% that they are.
That is a lot higher level of confidence than I was expecting.
Yep,
to say.
60% that it's not just humans running the show. Call me crazy. That's fine. We'll see what happens when all the lizard people come out, huh?
If the three
it's
of
all
us
funny
end up
until
dead the next month,
you're gonna know why. Yeah, I promise I didn't Jeffrey Epstein myself. I didn't.
So
Remember.
I will say, do you guys remember during, and I know we're gonna fucking bring him up again.
Oh,
the first Trump election.
dude, you can't bring that up.
I know.
You're not. No, no, we can't.
Hillary
we just
Clinton
can't.
like collapsed and was thrown in the van.
Oh, was she?
Yeah,
Yeah, she's lizard person. Yeah, that's
that.
why.
I could see it, if there's a person that exists in this world as a lizard person, I could see it being Hillary
It is
Clinton.
totally that Hillary Clinton. Yeah, 100%.
See, that's where your evidence should have lied.
Yeah.
You seen the Clintons?
Yeah, that's all I needed to say, really,
Yeah.
was Clintons. And then that was it. That was the whole argument, and it would have been better than my other argument.
Did that just bump you up past 60%?
Now that we've mentioned the Clintons, it might be
now.
70, yeah. Yeah, she definitely, yeah, she is something else. I'll just leave it
we
at
don't
that.
need to
Yep.
go off on a tangent about the Clintons.
We don't, yeah.
Let's move on.
All right, Jake, we're gonna talk. Are you an athletic trainer?
Yeah.
Okay, athletic trainer, perfect. What do you think about this Carlos Correa deal between him and the Giants/Mets regarding a leg injury that happened, 10, 15 years ago, basically? 10 years ago? Something like that? Right, Patrick?
So,
I think it was re-injured in the last year.
Oh, was it? Okay.
So he had like ankle surgery when he was in high A, when he was in the Astros organization. I think it was in like 2014. I don't know what happened, but usually when you have surgery on your ankle, it's because you broke it, not nothing. Usually you don't do surgery for like soft tissue stuff. So I haven't read into it much, but I'm assuming he had like a Weber fracture, which is, there's a classification for like your fibula, so that small bone on the outside of your ankle, like the little bump on the ankle, that's the end of your fibula. So if you break that bad enough, it destabilizes your entire ankle joint, and you have to go in and stabilize the fibula and then screw everything together. So I'm assuming he had like screws and plates put into that ankle. I don't know which ankle it is, because he bats righty, and they say like when he aggravates it, it like decreases his power, and he's gonna have shit arthritis in there by the time he's like 40, which is when all these contracts were supposed to end.
Okay. That's
So
fair.
I'm pretty sure. I've never seen this happen before, where they're like, we're in agreement, and then they cancel it, and then the next day he's with another team for just as long for just as much money.
Yeah.
That's weird. It's also weird that I think Patrick, you hate this guy. Who's the Mets owner again?
Steve Cohen.
Yeah, Steve Cohen. So I'm pretty sure he was just like, fuck it, I'm gonna spend a shit ton of money, I don't care.
He did,
and
yeah.
then he saw the physical, and he's like, oh.
I think he thought it wasn't going to be as bad as it was.
Yeah. So I don't know if some doctor back in Puerto Rico like botched it, or I'm assuming the Astros had one of their guys do it. So I don't know why it would be this bad, but
do you think and this is more, I guess, just contract side more than the injury side, is it? Why aren't we agreeing to something shorter term than that? Is he just hell-bent?
Okay. Deal.
Because Steve Boris is
Scott Boris.
Boris, yeah, that one is his agent, and he's like, you're the biggest
most
free
money,
agent.
most years possible, baby.
Yeah, he's notorious for getting a shit ton of money. Like he had Xander Bogaerts, who just signed with the Padres.
He had
for like
3 players this offseason sign until their 41st or 42nd birthday.
Yeah,
that's ridiculous.
Yeah,
that's
so he's because Correa's considered the like premium shortstop because he's the youngest and has had the most production. He, in theory, should get the most money, but with, I guess, his physical stuff, he ain't gonna get that.
A lot of that production, I think, was trash can related, but maybe not.
Yeah.
Trash cans and buzzers, baby.
I saw him with the Minnesota Twins, and it was not the same Carlos Correa. He's still very good.
No, he was still real fucking good.
I know. He's very good. I'm not saying he's not at all. But I'm saying that I obviously that kind of advantage helps.
Have you guys seen what Correa's birth last name is?
What is it?
Oh, I have, but I forget what it is.
Oppenheimer.
Yes.
Whoa!
Well, Oppenheimer was one of our guys.
Yeah.
Don't forget.
No, but yeah.
Carlos Javier Correa Oppenheimer Jr.
Okay.
Oh, somebody else has all those names too, huh?
Yeah.
And quite possibly Carlos's son as well.
Probably.
Okay.
If Carlos has a son. I guess I don't know that.
I don't know if he does either.
I don't follow his personal life. So what do you think, Jake, is the chances that Correa ends up back with the Twins?
I think Cohen wants him too much.
Yeah, I would agree.
Do you think
The
Cohen
Mets.
will cave, or you think?
I think he's
Correa
gonna stay with the Mets, and they're probably they'll either make it less years for a higher annual value yearly, or that has to be the only thing they're gonna do, because it's probably the length of it is the thing.
Yeah.
I think
They don't want to be on the hook for years that he just doesn't play because of a shitty ankle or something.
I think we're going to see a 6 to 8 year contract. I think it's going to trim down a little bit on the years.
13.
Yeah, I think 6 to 8.
Well, the Mets was 12.
Yeah, Mets knocked off a year and knocked off $35 million for the year. Yeah, because it went from 350 to like 315 or whatever.
So it stayed the same AAV. They just
yeah.
Okay.
I think that if the Mets want him and Carlos Correa wants to go be a Met and still wants to get paid a bunch of money, I think Cohen wants him enough that they'll find something.
Well, and the thing is, he'll be playing third and not short too.
So
it's not like he
wear and tear position.
Right.
Yeah, not nearly.
Coming
Josh
from someone that
Donaldson's
played
still
third base,
playing
you kind of
third.
just sit there and hope the ball just like is hit right to you.
Yeah, for easy
Josh
double play.
Donaldson can do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's
Dude's old as dirt.
Yeah, but Donaldson's
Hey.
prime was pretty amazing to watch.
Yeah. Well, and he's still defensively really good.
Yeah, just can't bat.
He just fucking
He just likes
batting.
He just likes to bat flips, fly balls.
I'm so happy that's where you went with that, because I was going to bring it up if you didn't. Yeah, he is the king of pimping non-home runs.
Hey, good for him, man.
Yeah. And then getting thrown out at second because
Yeah.
he thought he'd hit it out.
Which should be a standing double, and he's caught 3/4 of the way.
If that.
Yeah.
Amazing. All right. I think
All right,
it's
let's-
time for
Let's roll into the draft.
Yep.
We're already at almost 40 minutes.
Yep.
So.
Here's a classic another draft episode.
All right. Brandon, heads or tails?
I thought we already did this. We did this
I
off.
thought we were going to do it for the listeners
No,
as well.
no,
but
we aren't. I like
that's
my
what we said,
position.
but that's fine. Well, yeah. Okay, never mind. Yeah, so the draft order will go Jake, Brandon, and then me.
Yep.
Can we trade?
No, we don't
What
trade
are you
picks.
trying
It's
to
just
trade?
Darn. All right.
It's not a snake draft. It's just a regular.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not a snake draft.
no.
Correct. So you'll
Oh,
always
shit.
be the start of a round.
Yep.
Well, fuck. Okay.
To do 5 rounds, 1 pick each.
Yep.
So Jake, with that as the guest of the show, the first pick of the top 5 video game draft. It's all you.
Okay. So I was gonna do this just video games for me, and then I realized that the listeners are gonna not like that because my taste is terrible.
Ah,
So with my first one,
did you leave?
Did we lose you?
Are you there?
no, I'm
Okay.
looking at my list.
That was the most silent.
I wasn't prepared for the 1-1 pick.
I mean, in my opinion,
I'm gonna
there's
steal.
an easy pick.
Well, I'm hoping that you don't steal some. I'm gonna go with. Okay, are we doing specific games or franchises?
No, it's specific games. Yep.
Specific game. All right,
Yep.
I'm going with GTA 5.
Okay,
It's a great-
That's a good first
Great
pick.
first pick. Yep. Any explanation to that, or is that it?
Well, mainly for other people because I suck ass at that game.
Oh, okay.
My memories of that game are Patrick and our mutual friend Logan just riding with Logan, who spends way too much money on that game.
Real money, yeah.
Yeah, he spends
Oh,
real money on the game.
yeah.
I remember we got in this. It was like a Harrier or something. We were just bombing people from above over a city, and people were pissed off. And then we ended up being the only ones in the lobby. So
That would do it.
GTA 5.
All
Played
right.
that game drunk in college a lot.
Yes.
All right. Well, Patrick, I feel that you probably know where I'm going with this, but maybe you don't. Okay.
I think I do.
Yeah, okay. Do you have a guess?
No.
What does it start with?
I'm not gonna say my guess.
All right.
Does it start with R?
No.
Okay. Well, then my guess is right.
Not Red Dead, probably.
Well, that wasn't my guess.
Oh, okay.
Nor mine.
All right. The second pick in the top 5 video game draft, I'm going Modern Warfare 2, the original.
Okay.
Original Modern
on
Warfare
my
2.
list.
Yeah, it's.
On my
I
list.
mean, not only for just me, but the amount of players that played it, still talk about it, still play it, still love it. It's got to be up there. So, pretty easy pick for me personally.
Yeah. As far as good Call of Duties, if it's not 1, it should be 2 on your list.
Yep.
For pretty much everyone. Assuming you were alive then. If you weren't alive, I get it.
All right.
My pick is Red Dead Redemption 2.
Yep.
Okay.
Knew that was coming.
In my opinion, not only is that the most fun game I've ever played in my entire life, it is the best looking game I've ever played. It is the most detailed game I've ever played. I mean, so here's the level of detail in this game for those that haven't played it. If you are riding a horse that is a male and you ride up into the snowy mountains, the horse's nuts will shrink because it's cold. That is how detailed that game
Rockstar
is.
went all out, okay?
Yeah.
That is, yeah.
That's a good pick.
Yep.
Yeah.
I need to do another playthrough of that game.
Yeah, I just finished my second.
All right, back to you, Jake.
So I'm debating stealing one of Patrick's
Oh.
Okay.
or just going with one that I like. I think I'm just going to go with one that I like because Patrick might steal. But I'm going to go with the tried and true 2014 Game of the Year, Fallout 4.
Okay.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that's a great pick.
Very good pick.
I just finished my 9th playthrough of that game
Oh my gosh.
because every single time I play that motherfucker, I find something new in there that I didn't know before, a new place, new quest, new whatever. And you can, this time I did a lucky gunslinger build and I had one of the most fun times ever. And that game has been out for like 8 years.
Almost a decade, yeah.
Yeah.
And it'll probably be out for at least another decade before the next one comes out.
Yeah.
Yep, can't wait for Fallout 5. Fallout 76 was kind of a not what I was looking for. I like story games.
Yeah, I didn't really prefer that either.
So, Jake, do you have the expansions for Fallout 4?
I have all of them.
Okay.
So like Far Harbor and the...
I only just learned this literally this week and did the mission. It's awesome. In Far Harbor, there's a murder mystery mission.
Isn't that the one in the hotel?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do that.
I never had done that mission before. So for those unaware, it is literally like a 1940s detective murder mystery type. It's a lot of fun. I won't spoil it.
That does sound very.
The other thing good about that game is when the DLC was coming out. So like the original game's characters will interact with the new DLC.
Mm-hmm.
So like there's the Brotherhood of Steel and the Institute and all that stuff. And when you go to like Far Harbor, there's like a synth refuge thing. And you can like tell those factions about it, and you get like a different quest of like destroying it or saving them or whatever. Yeah. I don't know. It's just really in depth. The graphics are not Red Dead Redemption, but it's still a good game.
It was great graphics too when it came out. I mean, it was.
Yeah.
I'd say it was pretty awesome then. Okay. All right. I'm stuck between 2 games here, but I'm gonna go Skyrim.
Okay.
Yep. On my list.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Skyrim. It's, I mean, beautiful game, so much fun. It's basically endless. I mean, not much else to say. It's one of the absolute best out of the Elder Scrolls. I grew up playing Elder Scrolls 3 Morrowind was my first Elder Scrolls game, and I absolutely loved it. Morrowind is my personal favorite, but it's nostalgic. That's why.
Right.
But Skyrim is by far the best of the series and one of the greatest games. So there you go.
I have tried to get into Skyrim on 4 separate occasions.
Yeah.
I can never make it past High Hrothgar. I don't know what it is. I just lose interest past that point.
That's fair. I mean, yeah, it's definitely that's kind of weird though, because Red Dead is almost like an open world.
I love Red Dead and I love Fallout 4.
Yeah.
But for some reason, Skyrim, I just can't do it. It doesn't make sense. Trust me, I'm with you on that one. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah. All right. Your turn. End out the second round.
I will say no one has picked a game that was on my list yet.
Oh, wow.
Except me. So I have too many options now, guys.
Sorry.
There's
no way.
I got to go with The Last of Us.
Oh, dang it. All right, you took that from me. That was definitely on my list.
Yeah.
That's a great game.
It came out at a time. It's a zombie game that came out at a time when zombie games were washed up, oversaturated in the market, and just dying. And this fucking game is still talked about to this day as one of the best games ever by anyone that's ever played it.
Oh, yeah.
It's awesome. The TV show comes out here in like 2 weeks.
Are you excited?
So excited, but so scared. Because every bit that I see of stuff that gets released looks like it's super close to the game. And it's just built up my expectations way too high. And it's not a good recipe.
Yeah, I don't think it will meet your expectations because
I don't think
usually
so
when
either.
it comes to video game adapted TV shows, especially for you personally, I don't think they'll ever just like match what you expect.
So what gives me high hopes is the writers of the show are the original writer of the game and the writer for the Chernobyl TV show.
Oh, I do like that.
Those are the writers. Yeah. So
I think you're okay.
I love the Chernobyl show with its storytelling, and obviously the guy that wrote the game knows the game about as well as anyone to ever exist.
I'd venture to say he probably 100% knows the game better than
Yeah.
So, all right, really
great
good
game.
pick, yeah.
If you haven't played it, get your hands on it. It's one of the first games that ever legitimately had me crying.
Damn.
All right. Back to you, Jake.
Jake, what you got? Pick number
Third
3.
round.
All right. I'm going in the realm of handhelds, I think.
Okay.
I'm going to go with Pokemon Fire Red.
Okay.
That is mainly, judging by your reactions, obviously a nostalgia pick for me. However, I only first played it in college on an emulator on my laptop while I was not paying attention in class.
Damn.
Yep. My girlfriend has since bought me a DS, and the first game I bought was Fire Red. Yep, I just really like Pokemon, so there we go.
I mean,
I'm a pretty nerdy dude.
I would venture to say the Pokemon games are the best handheld games that have ever come out.
Yes,
it would be. Yeah, it's got to be right there at the top. So,
that's another one of those. If it's not number 1, it's number 2.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And if we didn't have Pokemon on this list somewhere, we all failed as gamers.
Yeah.
Did you guys have it on your lists?
No.
Nope.
All right.
But it needed to be on this draft.
Yeah, this on the list,
okay.
not on my list.
Yeah.
So I saved it. All
yeah,
right.
Yeah, there
exactly.
you go.
Yep.
All right, Brandon, you're up.
All right, we are going to go with something I know I'm going to take from Patrick. It's going to be Halo 2. Halo.
Not the Halo I had on my list.
Wow. Oh, okay, never mind. Yeah.
We'll talk about that at the next pick.
Yeah, Halo 2.
Great game.
Yeah, I actually never owned an Xbox as a kid, but I had the ability to play it often with one of my cousins who had it, and it was amazing at the time, and then seeing it now even, and it's still a great game. It's a very cool game, so definitely had to be on the list.
Yeah, so fun fact about Halo 2. My roommate and I have been doing a playthrough of all the Halo games on Legendary, and we're playing through Halo 2. It took me almost an entire mission to realize. So in the remake of it, you can toggle between new graphics and old graphics. It took me almost halfway through the first mission to realize I was not on new graphics. That's how well the graphics hold up today.
Damn.
And I think it came out at the perfect time with how it was built, because it was pretty much the first console online multiplayer game.
Yeah.
Pretty much the birth of Xbox Live, PlayStation
Yep.
Plus.
Yeah.
Is that what they call it? PlayStation Plus?
Yeah,
Network?
I think
Whatever.
back then
Whatever
it was PSN.
PlayStation's
Yeah,
is.
it was
I mean,
PlayStation Network at the time.
Pretty much without a game like Halo 2, I don't know that those things get as big as quickly.
I would agree.
But no,
Okay.
my Halo, it's Halo Reach.
Yep.
In my opinion, that is the pinnacle of the entire series. To not necessarily my personal favorite, but I did love it. I said that like it was a bad game. No, I loved Halo Reach. It was a good departure from the Master Chief to kind of showing how the war really began with the Covenant, and they just did a phenomenal job with that story. And then Bungie left us for Destiny. R.I.P.
All right. Another 2 Halos on the list in the same round, even. Wow. Jake, let's hear it. 4th round.
Going with another Japanese game.
Ooh.
I'm gonna go with
That
Mario
Italian,
Kart.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm going
Kart?
with Mario.
Mario
yeah,
Kart?
I'm going Mario Kart.
Okay.
Oh.
Mainly because
Which one?
Yeah.
I was really hoping you weren't gonna ask that.
Well, there's a lot of them, so.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So I'll go Mario Kart 8, the newest one, just because it has all of the maps from all the other ones.
Yeah.
So
I would agree. I would think
and the
new one is
graphics
the best
are
one.
and the graphics are great.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I started my first Mario Kart game. So my parents did not believe in video games. I had a Sega Genesis all the way up until we had a PlayStation 2. And our family friends had Mario Kart for the Nintendo 64, and I could sit down and play that shit for hours. So Mario Kart.
All right. Mario Kart. I'm stuck between 2 here. But I am going to go GoldenEye 007. It was the best way to get into a first-person shooter for the first time for a lot of people. It completely revolutionized that genre. It kickstarted it, in my opinion. It's a blast to play, still a blast to play. It was amazing on the Nintendo 64 growing up. I think it just did a lot for first-person shooters, so that's why it's there. And Patrick.
Yeah, I was trying to play the theme song through my mic, but it started cutting out.
Oh, okay. Oh,
the pause menu song is amazing.
Yeah. Pause menu. Yeah, and the music in GoldenEye was absolute bangers.
Oh yeah, they did a great.
Yeah.
I didn't play it as a kid because I didn't have a Nintendo, but
yeah,
it's one of the greatest games of that generation.
Yep.
So again, we still don't have anyone having taken anything from my list. So
I just haven't decided to steal it yet. I don't think I'm going to.
I am gonna go with, for my number 4 pick, The Witcher 3.
All right.
Oh,
good pick.
Okay, not what I was expecting.
I'm intrigued once this is over to find out what you're expecting that I haven't said yet.
Yep. I already have one on there. I swore you would have picked by now.
Yeah, I mean, The Witcher 3 is, if you guys haven't figured out, I like those open world style games.
No.
So, funny story about The Witcher 3. The first time I played it, I hated the combat system so much, I put the game down. It was not until our Lord and Savior Henry Cavill played The Witcher that I picked the game back up and forced myself to get past the combat system. And oh my God, am I so lucky that I did. My first playthrough of that game took me 125 hours.
Whoa.
My first playthrough.
Lord.
I mean, it's another one of those. Game looks gorgeous. Super expansive map. Great expansions. If you're going to do DLC, do DLC like The Witcher. A $20 expansion that gave you at least 45 hours worth of content.
That's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah. It's probably
So I should get The Witcher 3.
It's amazing, yeah.
All right.
Okay, easy enough.
All right, Jake, what you got for your final pick?
I'm going nostalgia. I couldn't get through this draft without drafting something from my biggest nerd kingdom, which is Star Wars. I'm going with the 2006 PS2
Yes.
Battlefront 2.
Hell yeah.
I remember the first time I saw that game. I didn't know that Star Wars could be video games. I thought it was just the movies. And we went to somebody's house. They were playing it, and I begged my parents for a solid month, and then they finally got it because I was broke and I couldn't buy it myself. But that game, I still do the campaign on there. I have it on my Xbox. I still do the campaign when I'm just like feeling nostalgic, and I'll just play through that. I never played the multiplayer. I just kicked my little brother's ass in that, and I would set like, you can set like the reinforcements on there. I would set it so there was literally like 950 people that you had to kill on the other team, and I would purposely like prolong the matches so then I could just kill everyone and not win by like command posts or anything like that.
I
like
can
it.
still hear the loading sound as it's zooming in on the planet
Mm-hmm.
in my head.
Unbelievable game.
Yeah.
By
phenomenal.
far, top 3 Star Wars game of all time.
Oh, yeah.
So
I was between that and the new one, Fallen Order.
Yeah,
Okay.
Fallen Order was amazing.
that's not in my
Yep.
top 3, but that'd be a top 5 Star Wars game for me.
I want to know what your
Well, it's
Yeah.
good because my next pick was actually going to be a Star Wars game, and I thought you were going to take it.
Gonna be Jedi Knight, Jedi Academy.
No, that's my favorite Star Wars game of all time.
Wow.
That's my favorite. But again, I'm appealing to a broader audience than just myself. But quick shout out, Jedi Knight, Jedi Academy is the best Star Wars game, in my opinion. It is the most fun. But I'm going to go...
Please don't say the Commandos.
I am I'm not. That's a pretty fun game, though. I don't know why you're hating on that.
That's my pick.
Republic Commandos is a blast. No, it's going to be
Might always
KOTOR.
name it.
Knights of the Old Republic.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. It's probably number 1 or number 2 on the greatest Star Wars games ever made. So, not a whole lot else I need to say about it. It's absolutely amazing to play.
Yeah. No arguments. And I'm gonna finish mine off with pretty much the video game that started the FPS genre, Doom.
Yeah, that's good. That was on my list. It's good. Good pick.
The
Okay.
first-person shooter genre does not exist how it looks today without Doom.
Absolutely, I agree.
All right, Jake, what was the one that I didn't pick that you kept thinking I was going to?
So I have a couple. I have
Okay.
honorable mentions. I thought you were
Okay,
going to
yeah.
choose Rocket League for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Great
It
game.
was on my list, but it's just not
Yeah.
for everybody.
Yeah, I thought you were going to pick that. Ones that I thought, or I'm surprised didn't go. Minecraft for sure.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah,
I
I
thought
thought
about
God of War
drafting
was going to
that.
be there. I can't believe God of War wasn't on it.
I love God of War.
World of Warcraft is another one. League of Legends.
Both
Well,
games
what
that
else?
aren't that
You're
fun
in
for us.
Yeah, you're in a call with League of Legends and Warcraft, or not Warcraft haters. I like
Oh yeah,
Warcraft
I don't
call.
really, I don't play
League
any of
haters.
those. And then Super Smash Brothers is another
Smash,
one that I
that's
thought
a
would
good
go.
one.
Yep, very good one.
My list that didn't get picked that I had was Call of Duty Black Ops 2.
Mm.
That's my favorite of the Call of Duties. Assassin's Creed Black Flag,
Oh yeah, I didn't draft any. Damn.
Far Cry 3, Portal 2, Pac-Man, and Halo 3.
I had
Alright.
Pac-Man on there and Halo 3.
Yeah.
My-
I put like random computer top games on there.
Mine were Mario 64.
Great one.
Yeah, Half-Life 2.
Yep.
And what was my last one? Because I just deleted them. Oh, God of War, because it deserves to be on this list, honestly. It's
Mhm.
just like we kind of... Yeah, it kind
The
of just got
problem
missed.
is there are too many top-tier games,
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure.
especially if we're looking
Good,
at gaming.
good problems to have.
Yeah, yeah, true.
Yeah, I mean, obviously God of War is one of my favorites of all time, but
Yeah,
it just didn't make the list.
yeah, that's fair. Anything else you need to add before we head out, Jake?
Nope.
All right.
Nope.
Straight
Perfect.
and to the point.
We appreciate you guys listening. It was a little bit longer of a podcast today.
We hit the hour mark.
Guest. Yeah, we hit the hour mark, but we had a guest, so it adds for a little more conversation. We appreciate you guys listening and hope you tune in next week.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, cool. Bye, Brandon. Fuck you, Patrick.